Hate it or love it, I think you can solve a lot of male problems by getting in better shape and making more money. And this might play into the stereotypical role of men need to protect and provide. But then if that's what you say, you are so ignorant of whether you believe it or not 3.6 million years of evolution in which men protected and provided. And I think a lot of men these days just feel useless because either they're fucking lazy or they don't work hard enough to feel, no, I'm gonna be controversial. It's Man, I'm too small to be cancelled. And if I get cancelled, I'm small. Doesn't make that big of a difference. I feel like we cannot protect anymore because if I fight and I really want to protect, but the second I say out loud that I want to protect the women around me, like I have two sisters and a girlfriend and a mother and friends, but if I want to protect the people around me, I feel like I'm immediately being chastised for wanting to fill in a stereotypical role. And I don't know what's going on with the world, but we don't want to fill that stereotypical role or don't listen to it. And it makes me very hesitant to want to protect because I don't want to be controlling. I don't want to push myself on people, and you shouldn't. But if I am shamed for believing in the fact that I think I should protect the woman around me, it will make me less likely to protect the woman around me, which creates a dangerous environment for the woman around me. I don't think this is my Instagram, the internet. I am not ready yet to go into that kind of controversial topics. I think you can solve a lot of male problems by just getting in better shape and making more money. Because we are here to protect and provide, and even if you don't believe it, you don't have to. You can be fucking ignorant and ignore 3.6 million years of human evolution. But what we did for the last 3.6 million years is protect and provide. And before that, in a non humanoid form, we also protected and provided. It's kind of what we're wired to do. If you want to understand men, if you want to understand men, guys, if you want to understand yourself, men are always looking for quests. We're always looking for quests. We're always looking for things to conquer. We're always looking for things to build. For if it's building ourselves, if it's and yes, we're distracted these days. It has never been harder. It's never been easier to be successful, but it has never been easier to be successful, but it also has never been easier to do nothing. So if you see demotivated men, or dude, if you're demotivated, go on a quest. And this, okay, now we're going on a thread. Guys, if you want to understand guys, this is what you need to understand. Men look for quests. Dude, if you don't understand yourself, know this. You look for quests. You're wired to do that. So, if you feel demotivated, first and foremost, motivation comes after the fact that you start something. Because our brain is wired not to search happiness. If you think our brain is wired to search happiness, you're fucking ignorant. Happiness is a side project. Happiness is a side product. It's a means, not an end. So our brain, like, what is happiness? Happiness is dopamine, serotonin release in our brain to make us want to do something because it makes us feel happy. So sex, food, shelter, stuff like that makes us happy because we feel good. So when those things are good for us, our evolutionary brain has said, okay, if we do things that are good for us, I'm going to release happiness. So they have an internal stimuli to search after those things. So you need to do something. You need to find shelter. You need to find food before you get the happiness, because the happiness is a reward. The happiness is a reward for finding something that is good for you. So chasing happiness is bullshit. Chasing things that make you happy is good. Chasing money is not good. Won't get you money. Chasing things that will make you money is good, because those will make you money. But focus on the thing that will get you there, not on the thing which you call there. So you want to be happy, fine. Do things that will make you happy. Man, you want to go on quest. Go on a quest. Set a goal. Work on it. Work on yourself. If you say, okay, I want to get in the best shape, do that. That's a quest. If you want to say, okay, I want to finish my bachelor's or my master's, do that. That's a quest. If you say, I want to be the best man I can be, fine, do that. If you want to fight, do that. If you want to be a content creator, do that. But go on a quest. Because you say that you're unmotivated, but motivation is as well a means, not an end. If you do something, you need to start. And then your brain says, okay, now you're doing something that is good for us. You're moving in a direction that is beneficial for us and the people around us, for the tribe. Let's release some happiness. Let's release some dopamine. Work on something. And girls, if you don't understand, guys love quests. We love quests. We want to be working on something. We want to build something. That's how we're wired. There is something to say for consistency. I now have 100,000 views this month. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I have over 100,000 views on my Instagram this month. Goal. Nice. I won't let the fame. But I haven't gotten the 100,000 views on one video. I'm sure that video will come. But you can force success. You can force exposure by consistency. My individual videos have about like 500 to 3,000 views, which is the usual. I have one for my thesis, my research, which has 7,000 views. But my individual videos don't have that many views. I just post a fuck ton. And that's how you force exposure. And now I reached 50,000 accounts. And now I've only lost followers. But that's fine. But there is something to be said for consistency. You can just force something to happen. I wanted to gain exposure, but I don't yet know how it works, and that's why I'm posting so much to practice. And now I'm starting to understand. So now I know what works and what doesn't work. But I just posted so much that I now reached 50,000 people, that I now have 100,000 views. I know it's not that much yet, but it's more than when I started. Because then I had 10,000 views a month. I 10x'd my views. How? It's good. I'll put that in the font. Other thing. I have now posted 110 videos or something on my Instagram, and I know what works, I know what doesn't work, and I'm not going to do the things that get me views. Controversial. Why? The things that get me views are the shareable things. But the shareable things are not the things that are the things that I want to make. So sometimes I see a video and I get inspiration and I make a video, post it, and it's super shareable and I get like 4 or 5 times more views than on my normal videos. But I don't make the content to just immediately go viral or to go big or to gain following. I make the content because I want to make the content. I want to sharpen my mind. In order to learn how to think, you have to practice. So I'm sitting here in front of a camera and this probably will be cut into like a minute video, but I'm sitting here 20, 30 minutes with a cup of coffee just chatting to the phone and see what works, see what doesn't work. And I do that multiple times a week. The things that will get me views are not the things that I necessarily want to make. Put away the quick success or the quick thing that looks like success in exchange for the long-term thing that will get you where you want. When I was young, when I was like just finished high school, a lot of my friends went into like construction work, etc., because there was so much money in it for us at the time. They stopped studying. They went into construction workers. They went into construction. They made a lot of money, but it's not scalable. So at the moment, it's a fuck ton of money. And they were the first guys with cars. They were the first guys that were cool. They were the first guys that made a lot of money. That had the, and I couldn't help myself but feel like insecure because I didn't have that. But now I see that because I did not go for the quick money, I have a far bigger potential. I have a far bigger potential of, it's like the 2,000 euros a month or 3,000 euros a month in construction work was a lot of money at the time. I think I have to found I think I have found the cure for insecurity. Newsflash, I was super fucking insecure and paranoid. And with all due respect, I think insecurity for me looked a little bit different because I'm not insecure like, oh, what if they're gonna see me, stuff like that. But I didn't feel like the person that I wanted to be, and for me, that was insecurity. And it was not. I was not insecure about my body. I wasn't insecure, but I was in constant conflict with my fucking self because I knew that I wanted to do different things than I was doing at the time. I knew I wanted to put myself out there. I knew I wanted to make content. I knew I wanted to do better at school. I knew I wanted to create my promises. I knew I wanted to read more and listen more and be a deeper thinker and speak to fucking cool people. Dude, for my thesis, I spoke to, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I spoke to a woman and she has been on Modern Wisdom and one handshake away from Chris Williamson. Not yet, but like I'd like to frame it for myself that way. But I speak to the coolest fucking minds that I think there are. I'm growing. I'm working on something. I'm doing my thing. Once I stopped failing to keep the promises to myself, I stopped feeling insecure. The problems that I had, I faced head on. Being super busy and get nothing done. Okay, sit the fuck down with yourself and see what am I doing that is not beneficial to me. For me, I was saying yes to way too many things. So I was helping everybody here, there, bit, and I was failing everybody because you cannot do everything right at the same time. I quit it all. I'm just doing thesis and content. And it pays off and it shows. And I'm getting better at school. And I'm getting better at making content. And I'm growing. But I finally taken the time to look at the weaknesses that I had. The cognitive dissonance between who I am and who I want to be. or between who I am and who I act to be. And I don't want to say, even though I believe it, I don't want to say like I am meant for more. But I was meant for more. I know you probably sit with the feeling too. I am meant for more. But you're doing absolute fuck all about it. Like, it's very cool to say I was meant for more. I don't have the feeling anymore. I am meant for more. Why don't I have the feeling I am meant for more anymore? Because I'm working on being more. You only have the feeling I am meant for more if you're not doing anything about it. That's the little voice in the back of your mind that's in the other room. There's this voice in the other room in your head, and the door's closed. But you hear it. It is there. You are meant for more. I swear to you, it will stop. Once you start fucking listening to it. You have something gnawing on you. This is not what you want to do. This is not what you're meant to do. You're meant to do different things. They keep nagging you. That's where maybe your feeling of insufficiency comes from. That's maybe where your restless nights come from. That's where your discrepancies in... If you have any problem, fucking face it, look at it, and ask, okay, what the fuck is this actually? Because I am very, very certain that you say, I have 100,000 problems. And that once you look at it, there are not 100,000 problems. There are like 2, 3, maybe 5. And you fail to look at them all. And you're not doing anything about them. My dad's here.